storm show. Ay, it's a storm show.
All right, people, we are live. We had to delay the show a little bit because we got some updates that came in. Before we get into everything, let me know, can you hear me and see me? And then we gonna hop right on into it. We're gonna hop right on into it. Let me know that you can hear me and see me, and then we're gonna get it popping. Sweating in here, damn, man, I'm cold and sweating at the same time. Somebody said that Tyler Perry. No, Tyler Perry didn't kidnap me. What y'all mean? Y'all hilarious. Y'all are hilarious. Okay, I can hear you and see you. Okay, perfect. Let me check. Test. Okay, yeah, make sure the correct mic is up. Dang, you know what I didn't think about? I didn't think about I didn't think about, wait a minute. Let me see if I can put the speakers here. Let me see. Okay. I'm hoping I can hear it. If not, I'll have to grab my headphones. But all right. So listen. There's this guy named Braxton Wells, okay? And he is an actor. He's been in BET's The Oval. He's been in several television shows. I don't think you would necessarily say like A-list or B-list, but nonetheless, he's an actor. I'm gonna pull up a picture of him first, right? So you guys get an idea of who he is, okay? Let me go ahead and share. Okay, there we go. So here's a picture right here from his LinkedIn. All right. So light-skinned guy, maybe mixed. I don't know. Light-skinned maybe mixed. I don't know. That ain't the point. But the point is, he is definitely a certifiable actor. There's another picture of him there. Okay, he's from San Francisco. Another picture of him there. So you guys get the point. Now, I'm going to keep it real with you. On first glance, these are definitely the types that are put in Tyler Perry films. Okay? Light skin, you know, and but not necessarily thin, but like light skin. It sounds like your mic cut out. Can y'all hear me now? We ain't got no time for that. Come on, StreamYard. Don't fail me now. Let me know, can y'all hear me? I ain't got time for it to be cutting out. Drake-ish, yeah, kind of. You good? Okay, perfect. So yeah, Drake-ish, but nonetheless, there is a type, okay? So there he is there. So now let's go to his IMDb, okay? And of course, all these ads on these websites are annoying. But let's go to the IMDb. Okay, mini bio. It says Braxton Wells is an American actor. He was born in Columbus, Georgia, the youngest of two brothers. After graduating from Hardaway High School, he went off to the U.S. Army for 2 years and then went to the Academy of Art University located in San Francisco, California. He majored in BFA acting program with Diane Baker and Damon Sperber. Braxton made his film debut on a whim, blah, 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 but he is best known for his television work, which includes Tyler Perry, The Oval, and Amazon Freebie Clean Slate, starring Laverne Cox and George Wallace. I've never seen that movie, but let's also verify the films that he's been in according to the IMDb. Okay, so he's known for Clean Slate, On a Whim, and his credits, they do include The Oval. It does. So he was on The Oval, okay? And it says he did 2 episodes in 2022. All right, he did season 4, episode 10, Truth Be Told. He did season 4, episode 11, was done in the dark. Cult member, and it says uncredited. I'm not quite sure what that means, but nonetheless, so he came out to accuse the Tyler Perry Studios VP Mark Swinton of grape, assault. Y'all know I gotta kind of like, do that for the timeline. You already know what it is, but nonetheless, he made some allegations. We're gonna do a reaction to the video that I actually broke on YouTube. Okay, I'm not saying I broke the video on the internet, be clear, but your boy broke the video on YouTube because what none of these YouTubers talking about it, so I put my video and yes, I did take all his clips and I put that shit together and I added that music and I did what we do over here and I got this ish popping. Then everybody else started talking about it. Then the bigger one started talking about it. And I think what I did, I texted Braxton today. He said he was doing an interview with Tasha K. And then I seen the Instagram pages also pick it up. So let's be clear though, on YouTube, I am the original. I am the original, the number one. All right. So let's get on into it. I also got some updates as well today, so we'll get into that later. But let's do it. Let's go.
All right.
And of course, I can't hear it. Okay, hold on 1 second, because I gotta grab my headphones. Hold up. All right. All right. Let's see. All right. See, can I hear it now? Okay, I can. Y'all let me know. Can y'all hear me? I'm pretty sure y'all can. Y'all should be able to. Okay. Do I need to scoot over a little bit? No, I gotta scoot over this way. So nope, this way. All right, there we go. Okay. All right, you can hear me? Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and get into it. And we're gonna react to it and let's go.
I'm not about to hide anything with you guys. I'm not. And I'm not about to sit here and be afraid and be silenced by people knowingly they did me wrong. I'm calling out Tyler Perry Studios. I'm calling out Mark Swinton. I'm calling out Jeannie Harrison. I'm calling out Michael Robbins. I'm calling out Tyler Perry. And I'm calling out Mark Temple. And I'm calling out Chris Giovanni.
Now, let me stop right there. Number one, I talked to Chris Giovanni today. All right. Number one. Number two, I know Chris Giovanni. He's a manager. He owns the talent agency CGEM. April Jones is signed to him from Love and Hip Hop, and that's Omarion's baby's mother. But she's been acting her ass off. I got to give her that. Cynthia Bailey signed to him. Old girl from the Housewives that went to jail. Jen Shaw. She signed to him. So he has a lot of people signed to him. And a lot of his clients, they do BET stuff. They do reality. Some of them are even on Amazon. Now, I don't know why Chris ain't never signed me. No, I'm playing. He's never met me in person. But we definitely have been in communication via the phone, I want to say since 2020 or maybe even 2019. Okay? Either 2020 or 2019. All right. But nonetheless, yeah. So I know Chris Giovanni. So I do want to put that out there. All right, let's keep going. And I'm gonna update y'all on that after, but let's keep playing it here.
I want you guys to know what you guys did to me was very unlawful. And me being a retired vet, U.S. Army vet, going through post-traumatic stress disorder.
It could cost you up to $8,000 to fix a transmission, or up to $10,000 to fix your engine, or up to
going through mood, depressions, everything that I've claimed in my testimony. You all covered it up. You all covered up a felony crime of what Mark Swin has done to me. I've asked for help from the California State Bar to complain to Jeannie Harrison because she didn't tell me my California rights as a U.S. Army veteran and a California.
Excuse me, I'm drinking water. I am not drinking. Are you really drinking LOL? No, I'm actually drinking water. Yes, it's out of a red Solo cup, but so what? I said nothing about no alcohol, and I'm not up here acting drunk.
LA resident. I'm sitting here looking on the news that this kid named Derek Dixon is getting unlimited jurisdiction, quid pro, as an LA resident, right? His incident happened in 2020 in Georgia in an employment place. He said he had a sexual harassment, and he was groped by Tyler Perry in Georgia as an employment place. But he's an LA resident. All right, y'all tracking what I'm saying? 2022, my incident. I get sexually assaulted and raped.
Damn.
Drugged, blacked out. That's a felony crime. And it happened in Georgia as an LA resident. So if you guys don't know the laws in Georgia, this is what they put against me. They said I had 2 years of a statute of limitation. I got 5 months late. Two years of statute of limitation, right? Now let's go back to Derek Dixon. 2020, same incident, but just a different, he has sexual harassment. That's way before statute of limitation, right?
Okay, now let's stop right there. He says he got raped, drugged, blacked out, right? So he kind of said it out of order. I'm sure he wasn't assaulted, then drugged, then blacked out. He ended this Mark Swinton guy. Listen, I'm gonna react to it live with y'all, but let's just paint the picture. He was given a drink, or he took a drink. It was laced with something. He passed out. He's claiming he was assaulted. So now y'all all saying he got a pretty mouth. Y'all got to chill in the chat. He does have a really nice smile. I'm not gonna lie. Ooh, excuse me. He does have a really nice smile. Camera ready. I will say this. At a lot of these industry parties and industry events and after parties, the story of being laced, drugged with something, and you not knowing what happened to you, or you not knowing who did what to you, is extremely, extremely common. If y'all remember, I interviewed, I can't think of her name. I think her name is Kiki. I did this interview a few years back, but remember, she told us she went to a Diddy party, and she said, and this is all allegedly, but she said that they was drugging people using like a needle, but putting it through like the cork of the champagne. So you see them popping, and you think, oh, I watched them pour it. Like, I can take it because I watched them pour it. Apparently, they got needles out there. They got little shit where they can just, you know what I'm saying? And they got little shit where they can, penetrate the cup, So you ain't even safe when you like, oh, I'm just going to drink a bottle of water. Oh, I'm just going to drink a soda. They can lace that shit too. It happens all of the time. Once again, I was not there. This is all allegedly, but many women in the industry have this story. and many men do too. And as time goes on, you're going to see more and more men come out and tell their stories. Let's go. Hold on. I'm going to answer this question. Flo's body cam said they have surrenders, etc. It's spooky. I don't know why them people even go to their parties. I'm gonna be honest with you, because a lot of times they feel pressure too. Because a lot of times they feel like if I don't go to these parties and if I don't network, I won't get a job. I won't get this. I won't get that. Even with me, a lot of reason why y'all don't see me in a lot of shit is because I don't go to their parties like that. I could. It ain't no problem too. I can go right to LA and pop up somewhere, but it be too much going on. And then y'all know I don't like folks like that anyway. So, but they go for networking purposes. And in this industry, at least, I will say you're not forced, but it is implied like, oh, you've been invited to such and such. You should probably go. And you may say, like, I don't want to go. Well, I know you. What's the show that's gonna come out? I don't know. Think of a show. Well, I know you want that role as such and such, right? Well, yeah. Well, I think you should go to this party. And that's how it really goes down. Or they'll say, such and such wants to have dinner with you. You're like, I don't want to have dinner with. Like, for what? For what? Listen, you should probably go to the dinner. That's how it goes down. So it's easy for us to say, like, but damn, why you even around them at all? Why you even that's how the industry does business. Most of their business and their networking is done outside of the studios. That's just what it is. So
2 years, right? That's what, 4, 5 years? And he gets a lawsuit with his attorney, Jonathan Delshack. Jonathan Delshack gets him a $260 million lawsuit. And it's all over TMZ, it's all over Fox, it's all over every news outlet that you can name. Right?
Here are the companies saying our software does everything for you at work. That promise was wearing me down.
Every news outlet. But my civil attorney. Now let's go over the story. How all this stuff happened to me. Ever since I came out with my first video.
Baby, let me tell you something. Baby, let me tell you something. And yes, we're going to stop and pause because I got to entertain. Baby, let me tell you something. You already know, God forbid something happened to me. I'm telling everybody. I'm going right live like my Bucci leaking. I'm not playing no games. Everybody, I'm filing paperwork. I'm not playing. I'm not finna hold that issue, and I'm finna blast that. No. And then y'all know I have damn, I don't think the word is discernment, but if I get a feeling about something, I'm good for canceling something, not showing up, changing the time I get there. I do some slick shit. Nah, I'm the wrong one to do it too, baby. Because I'm coming for everything. I'm coming for everything. I ain't gonna be scared to say it. I ain't got no shame. Oh, I don't want to tell them that. But no, I'm telling. Let's go.
Tell you right now, Mr. TP, I'm not afraid of none of y'all. I'm not afraid of none of your lawyers. I'm not even part of this business, entertainment business anymore. You're going to get exposed. Me being with Yahweh Elohim, Yahshua the Messiah, I am covered. And I'm about to expose every demon that is literally possessing you right now. I met a guy who's my manager named Chris Giovanni. Now, I had an agent out in Atlanta. Her name is Joy Purvis. Everybody knows Jay Purvis, of course. And I told her I was going to go to this guy named Chris Giovanni. And Joy told me, oh, no, you shouldn't go to him. He's a bad guy. And he's not going to be the right manager for you. So I'll say this. I meet Chris. I get signed, He wanted to have dinner. He wanted to meet up at Mama Shelter in Los Angeles. Mama Shelter is closed right now. It's closed down, but that's where me and him met up at. And
I spoke to Chris Giovanni. Chris said y'all did not meet at Mama Shelter. He said y'all met around the corner from Mama Shelter, but it was downtown LA. But I just listen. I gotta tell y'all all sides of this. All right, because I got a call from Chris today, and he like, "What is this? What is going on?" And I'm like, "Well, hell, you tell me what's going on." Now, mind you, I think Chris's birthday was yesterday or the day before last, so he's on vacation. So all of this broke while Chris is on vacation. So that was interesting. And Mama Shelter is not downtown LA. Okay. I'm just letting you know, but Chris told me they did not meet at Mama Shelter. So let's keep listening. But nonetheless, let's go.
we had a conversation. So I told him about my situation. Like, I was telling him what I went through. And, I went through the whole Tyler Perry situation with Mark Swinton and what he did to me, paying me $6,000 to shut the hell up, to not ruin my career, his career, or anything like that. And, I told him about the situation I went through, me being sexually assaulted and raped. And he told me, he was like, oh, yeah, I had the same client that went through that. And all my clients who are on working with Tyler, they're going through a lot of stress. And people are taking advantage of his clients. Even somebody, I had the same client that went through that. And all my clients who are on working with Tyler, they're going through a lot of stress. And people are taking advantage of his clients. Even somebody, a female lead right now, I think her name is Melissa, who's on Ruthless, is saying the same thing, that she's ready to leave Tyler Perry too. But that's another side of the story. I'm not even talking about that right now. He was the one that kind of orchestrated everything and told me, I think you need to report this. I think you need to say something. Because I've been holding on for this for 2 years. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know who to go to. Being an actor, as y'all all know, it's a hard situation to go through. This is your life. This is what you want. This is your career. This is your dream.
Now let's stop right there. Okay. Okay, this ain't a little bit better. Let's stop right there. Okay. Braxton met Chris Giovanni in 2024. These assaults happened either in 21 or 2022. I get it confused, but nonetheless, it was way before he met Chris, right? Way before he got signed, all that stuff. So, yeah. Here's my thing. In all of these cases, I would like to know why nobody goes to... Oh, he did file. Okay, we're going to get to it in a minute. When you talk about rape, when you talk about assault, something that egregious, the police is the first set of people you should always go to. Always. But I'm definitely sorry that this happened to him. Assuming that this is true, we have to say allegedly. I am definitely sorry this happened to him. Let's keep going.
Right? This is all that you want. But then, you got somebody that you trust, your manager, that's going to support you in this. And he's like, I'm going to help you, but I need you to, when I do tip off this guy, and he's talking about Mark Temple, who's Tyler Perry's attorney. Mm-hmm. But let's keep going. He tipped Mark Temple's attorney and told him, hey, I have a client that's going through the situation. What do you want me to do with this? So Mark Temple tips off Tyler. As I quote, Tyler was pissed. Right? Tyler was pissed. And that's all I hear from, Chris. And Chris was telling me, they're going to have a third-party attorney that's going to contact you, and they're going to do, it's going to be normal, and they're going to ask you, hey, we've been hired for Tyler Perry Studios to do a employment place investigation. But, Tyler's going to know about all the information. He's going to know about what's happening, about all the accusations, right? Okay, so let's get to the nice things here. So Chris tells me, hey, just tell them that I try to send you an audition for Straw and this and that, and because I don't want to be having a conflict of interest, because I have clients, they're making about $100,000 each episode. I mean, well, they're making their client, his client is making $1 million, but he's making $100,000 on each client, and I'm pretty sure he has, like, he told me it was like 3 clients that he had on there. But anyway, that's like the moral of the story. But he told me the lie flag. That's red flag number 1. He's been working for Tyler for since he was 18. I think the guy's like 32 now. I'm not really good at math, but pretty sure that's 2 now. I'm not really good at math, but pretty sure that's almost 13 years. I'm not really good at math, but that's a very long time. The guy knows the guy very well. So I'm going through the investigation, right, guys? Michael Robbins sends me a message. He has this other paralegal that's typing up all my stuff. Okay, she's listening to everything in my whole testimony. I tell her everything what happens. I even got the testimony written out and everything. I literally have everything. So, I'm over here trying to figure out, okay, should I get an attorney? I don't know what to do. This just doesn't seem right? So I'm trying to figure out how to get an attorney. I let Chris know I want to get an attorney. The dude gets pissed off, talking about, you don't need to get an attorney. You're just going to cause problems and all this and blah, blah, blah. We can't have this happen. And I'm just like, well, I need to be protected because I don't know what these guys are going to do. They're going to manipulate me. These guys are very powerful. They're billionaires, they can do anything. I don't have shit. I ain't got money like them. I don't have shit. I don't got nothing like them. I'm just trying to take down the person who sexually assaulted and raped me. That's the person I'm trying to take down.
And I agree. If this happened to, we have to say allegedly. If this happened to you, then they need to absolutely be exposed and punished to the fullest extent of the law. I want to ask y'all opinion on this in the chat, though. Key B said, fellas, do not let him off with just payouts. Let me ask y'all something. In the case of being assaulted, do you guys look at victims any differently if they accept a cash payout? Now, mind you, you have civil court and you have criminal court. So you could sue somebody civilly, get a judgment, and and criminal or something separate. But I'm just asking what y'all think. Like, let's say, if I, God forbid, somebody assaulted me on the set of whatever, and I tell y'all, yeah, they paid me $1.5 million for that. Do you guys look at the victims any differently? You say no, yes, they committed a crime. Okay, so you still want them pursued criminally as well, or is the money enough? Money can help make you whole. Okay, whatever the victim considers justice. Okay, money or no money. Okay, it means you're a sellout and you're enabling the predator to prey on another victim. Wow. Where are the medical records? He was assaulted while he was knocked out. There must have been a hospital visit. They don't always go to the hospital, but we're going to get to that. No, they deserve money. Okay. Pursue criminally as well. Okay. Therapy and trauma deserves payment plus lockup. Okay. I wanted y'all honest thought on that, because some people say, well, why you worried about the money? And then some people say, in the words of Funky Dineva, you going to pay me for my pain. So, and I will say this, and it's not a luxury, but I guess that's the only upside of something like this happening to you from a person who's rich, is that you can get some money. Because if a person off the street do that to you, you ain't getting shit. So there's that.
But here, it gets even much better. While I'm looking for an attorney, I'm looking for entertainment lawyers to try to see who's connected in the business that can really help me out in this situation, because I don't have anybody. I have a case, but everybody's not trying to take on my case because it's so political. People don't want to ruin their reputation. And I don't know why people don't. I just feel like it's just so stupid how this entertainment business runs. These people are sitting here like, oh, I'm not trying to mess up my political rep, if I take on the case like this, and then they're just ruining it. Who gives a shit, man? You got a person over here that's been sexually assaulted. That's a felony crime. Let me say that again. That is a felony crime. Okay? Vulnerable, PTSD, 100% disabled veteran that is going through, and to be honest with you, I'm federally protected. But I'll get better. I'll continue that story better on to my story when I'm trying to tell you. I'm looking for an entertainment lawyer. There's this guy named Doug Johnson. Doug Johnson, I don't know. I guess he deals with stuff like this with sexual assault. But he's like, this ain't my type of thing.
Choosing the right business insurance coverage can be overwhelming. That's
Okay,
why
ads,
Three
come
created an
through
all-in-one.
ads. Okay.
But I think I know a woman that can really do this for you. So he introduced me to this lady named Jeannie Harrison. Jeannie Harrison, I guess she repped for the Harvey Weinstein victims. And I don't know what happened in the Harvey Weinstein, and I've seen that he went to jail, my type of thing. But I think I know a woman that can really do this for you. So he introduced me to this lady named Jeannie Harrison. Jeannie Harrison, I guess she repped for the Harvey Weinstein victims. And I don't know what happened in the Harvey Weinstein, and I've seen that he went to jail, he's been indicted, and stuff like that. But it sounds like it's good on paper, right? She's got everything that you need, right? So let's continue. She takes on my case. I tell her from the beginning of the story. I tell her, listen, I had a lot of attorneys tell me in Georgia, because I don't know my rights, because I live in Los Angeles. I'm a resident of Los Angeles, but I went over there and traveled in an employment place and came back, right? So, they're saying the statute of limitation is 2 years. And I told her this straight up. This was statute of limitation for 2 years. And I had several attorneys tell me that in Georgia. So I was like, well, they were telling me you're going to have to get a civil attorney in LA because you're a resident in LA. So I'm going here trying to figure out the situation. I'm telling her she still takes on the case. But she says, hey, I'm about to go on vacation for a whole month, and I'll let you know when things are going good. I waited a month. Okay? I waited a month. No words. Nothing. I haven't heard from anyone. I haven't talked to anyone. I only talked to her paralegal. Paralegal's like, just keep sending us some of your doctor stuff and your medical documents. Now, as you know, guys, that's HIPAA Act. Giving out federal documents, what I'm going through with my medical procedures, and knowingly, I didn't know they were trying to keep a felony crime hidden. That is a felony crime, and that's federal. But I'll continue. I'm giving all my medical documents to an attorney that is representing me, right? And she doesn't mention any of this stuff to them. Now, I know she's going to tell me, I've said these things and blah, blah, blah. But why haven't you tell me my rights in Los Angeles? Why haven't you tell me I had unlimited jurisdiction in Los Angeles? Why you didn't tell me I had quid pro in Los Angeles? Why was this case not seen by a judge? Derek Dixon's case? Because I wanted criminal and I wanted civil. But she said it was impossible to do any of that because of the statute of limitation in Georgia. Oh, and I totally forgot. The third party attorney, Michael Robbins, who was doing the investigation, she's been doing business with him for over 15 years, and they were working together in the same practice before for 15 years. They worked on the same cases together as a team.
So basically, they all be in cahoots. I'm gonna tell y'all this though. When it comes to these attorneys, especially in the entertainment industry, yeah, a lot of them are actually cool with each other. A lot of people get screwed over that way. I'm gonna keep it real. Even with obtaining an attorney like in a city like LA, you know what I'm saying, and you trying to press charges on somebody at a Hollywood studio, and then this attorney may know them or know somebody that know them, or they have lunch with their attorneys, or they really be cool. Let me tell y'all something. Even the short time I worked in the court system, I saw so many attorneys go in their courtroom and they go at it. And baby, they put on a show. And then after court, let's grab lunch, let's grab a drink. Oh my God. Yeah. And you just like, what the fuck? Like, wait a minute. Okay, so y'all really all on the same team. Like that, like you be thinking you got opposing attorneys and they cool as shit, low key. So it's just like, he ain't he's believable with that for sure. But there's definitely pain in his eyes. Similarities between him and Christian Keys, you can see the pain in their eyes. So listen, I have to keep saying allegedly, but it don't seem like he lying about this happening to him, because usually when people lie, like their eyes go all over the place, they looking all over the place, or they'll do something like this or like this or like that. He's just telling it. So either this motherfucker is the next Jaguar, right? Or something did actually happen to him. There is pain as he talks about this.
Conflict of interest. A vulnerable victim that's been sexually assaulted and raped. Mood disorder. PTSD. Depression. Going through a lot.
Okay, that's a good point too. I don't know, Storm. They are both actors. I don't know. I need more info. That's now that is the only downside, right? Because when someone is an actor, you have to ask yourself, okay, are you being serious or are you acting? Because if you're an actor, you know how to turn this shit on and how to turn it off. But he has legit pain in his eyes. Like it's the eyes. He had like something happened.
And you took advantage of my medical documents. No Silence Act order in California as a resident. As a VA disability retired soldier, I cannot be silenced doing me having a disability. That's a federal crime. I can't be silenced or coerced.
Okay, I'm gonna leave that there. Okay. So once again, I had wanted to put up his testimony. He had the videos all like broken up on his Instagram page, and I was just like, you know what? Let me put it all together, parts 1 through 6, and baby, I did that. But nonetheless, y'all done already watched that. Y'all done synced that. Now, who is Mark Swinton? Mark Swinton is a film producer. Okay, he is 56 years old. All right, birthday October 26th. Somebody give me that zodiac. I feel like that's a Scorpio. Y'all let me know. Is he a slutty Scorpio? Or is he a lion Libra? Which one is it? I think he's a slutty Scorpio. What's that? Is a Scorpio? It's always them damn Scorpios. Ain't it always them Scorpios? Ain't it always a slutty Scorpio? Lord have mercy. So listen, all right. I'm gonna go. So once again, like I said, he's 56. He's been VP at Tyler Perry Studios for years. He's been working with Tyler Perry for years, film producer. But let's just get some looks at his face, right? What do y'all see when y'all see his face? What do you see? When you look into his eyes, what do you see? I know what I see, but I want you to tell me what you see so we can see if we're seeing it together. Mm-hmm. What y'all see? Willie said, hold on. Not a body boy. Listen, I'm not being shady. I'm just asking y'all, what do y'all see? Because I see it too. He do got eyes like Andre Harrell. The question is, well, y'all already know what Andre Harrell was into. Let me ask y'all something. Let me ask y'all something. This be getting me. Is gay face a real thing? Is it a real thing? Because it seemed like when people I don't know what he do. I'm just saying in general. When people are in the lifestyle, it's like the face changes. But then it's like, were you born that way, or do you just start to take on different spirits as you engage it? I'm not trying to go, but I'm just saying, like, why is it that we can look at certain people and go, bang? And I'm not talking about the way somebody talk. I'm talking about just reading the face. Not always with masculine men, you can't tell. Okay, that's a good point too. That's a good point too. It damn sure is chapped lip. You know what? Stop. It's not about his chapped lips. It's all in the eye. It's all in the eyes. It's something about it's all in the eyes. All right. Anyway. So let's go through some more pictures. I think I'm gonna go to let's go to images. All right, so that's another picture of him there. This looks like an older picture of him here. Okay. This is him and Tyler Perry. Listen, I just want to know what y'all see. Damn, this water's good and cold. This water is good and cold. That water good and cold. I just want to know what y'all see. I ain't saying shit. I ain't saying nothing. Oh my God. All right, so there you go next to Tyler Perry. Here's another picture. Now that pic. Now I want y'all to look at the positioning of the picture, right? The hand on the shoulder, the other hand around the other shoulder. Damn, Tyler got some big ass hands. Tyler's a big man though. Golly, yeah. Damn, Tyler, you was choking Derek with them big old hands. I'd have sued your ass too. Allegedly, I'd have sued your ass too. Anyway. That hand positioning to me, I don't know. It gives dominance to me. It gives like, this is mine. Now it can also give like, I'm proud, but like, this is mine. But I'm proud of him, but this is mine. Listen, I just want to know if y'all see what I see. And yes, and he literally works under him, and Tyler is letting you know, subconsciously, Tyler's letting you know, we are not equals. This is my son. All you bitches is my sons. And I ain't talking about Phoenix. Bitch, I get money, so I do's what I pleases. I live where the motherfucking pools and the trees is. I'm just saying. Oh my God. Man, listen. All right. So let's see. Anything else I want to point out? Here's the interview with him. Let's watch this.
Today.
Good. How are you?
I am good. So the Oval is a very unique show. How did you guys try to Good. How are you?
I am good. So the Oval is a very unique show. How did you guys try to embody this show and make it different from other political shows like Scandal and the other popular ones?
Oh, that's a good question. You know, Tyler talked to me several months ago, early part of this year actually, about his idea to do a show based upon a family with extreme dysfunction moving into the White House. Like, what would that look like? What would that be if a family that was really dysfunctional, became the first family and were in a situation where they were dealing with their own issues, personal issues at home, and juggling the issues facing the nation? What would that be like? And thus the Oval was born, and it's a ride every week.
It is a ride every week. I mean, that opening, the fight scene on the first episode, it just really took me. It was crazy, but it's amazing that you guys, I like the concept because we don't ever really know.
Okay, so shout out to AfterBuzz TV. Now, after listening to him speak, what do you hear and what do you see? Let me know. 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 Is it the voice? Bless his heart. I gotta start back saying that. Bless his heart. It's giving Auntie Janice at the Pentecostal retreat with Sis Francis. Damn. Oh my God. All right. So anyway, so that's that. Let's see. What else did I want to show y'all? Let's see. Let's go to so here's a markup on TylerPerryStudios.com. With TylerPerry.com. TPS veteran Marquis Swinton moved up to senior vice president of scripted programming. All right. He's been at Tyler Perry Studios for 14 years. All right. With the new role, Swinton will oversee current programming, casting, and development. Serving as head of scripted, he reports to the chief operating officer, Robert A. Boyd II. As someone who has always been talented at wearing multiple hats, Swinton will also continue to write, produce, and direct. Okay. He's been in the industry in both LA and Atlanta for the past 25 years. He's produced several of Perry's most recent offerings, including The Oval, Sisters, Ruthless, Brr, and Young Dylan on Nickelodeon. He also serves as an executive producer, writer, and director on BET's House of Pain and Assisted Living. Okay? Now, he's also produced Nobody's Fool, Acrimony. Acrimony was actually good. Boo, 2, A Medea Halloween, A Fall from Grace, A Medea Homecoming, blah, 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 blah. So he has been Tyler's right-hand man for years. For years. And so I have to say this, in my humble opinion, if these allegations against Mark are true, that he assaulted Braxton, I do believe that Tyler will go out of his way to protect Mark, because Mark has literally been his right-hand man for 14 years, worked on all these projects. So this also means, well, it don't mean it, but I'm going to just say, if one person feels is comfortable doing this, that's because the other person has made them feel comfortable doing certain things. How do we know it happened? Hey, it's all allegedly. Yes, Tyler trusts him. Yes. Okay. I do believe that at a very minimum, Mark was inappropriate with Braxton, because guess what? Even Tyler was inappropriate with Derek Dixon. And Tyler Perry's attorneys, Loki, confirmed that those text messages between Derek and Tyler were real, because what did they say? Derek is someone who got too close to Tyler. So if they like you and they think you're cute and they want you, or they get real close to you. They get real close to you. Those lines between employer and employee get real fuzzy. And Tyler Perry is Tyler Perry. What got me with Tyler Perry is, and I'm gonna get back to this because this ain't about Tyler. This is about Braxton and Mark. But what got me with that whole Derek Dixon Tyler Perry situation is, I said, wow, money, no matter how much money you have, like if you're insecure, you're insecure. If you're lame, you're lame. Like those text messages, like if I was Tyler, I wouldn't be embarrassed that I was trying to like bust this white boy's Gucci can open wide with my big D and it hit his G spot to make it cream. I wouldn't even I would not care. I would just be so embarrassed that I sound like a lame and I was simping on the phone. Like, oh my God, don't you see a stud? Don't you thick Derek, heat that Chipotle, thick. I said, damn, Tyler want that ass bad. Damn. And I expected Tyler to have a little bit more game. I was just like, oh my God. Go use ChatGPT. Can't write a script and can't even flirt correctly. I'm like, what is going on? Golly. Wanted that boy Boochie Cat bad. But anyway. So that's that. So now let's go to Braxton's Instagram page where he really posted all of the receipts. Okay. And I want to start with I believe Braxton has actually deleted a lot of his posts, except the ones that are pertaining to this case. So, I mean, this allegation. So we're going to go through these posts and then I'm going to give y'all the link and we're going to talk. Okay. Okay, so I went to his very first post, which was 2 days ago, but obviously he's deleted a lot. Okay, here's a picture of him here. I'm not going to play that music, but it says, Father Yahweh, creator of heaven and earth, the one who formed the pattern, the purpose, and the plan, I glorify you today. You are the Elohim of order, of truth, of justice, and of mercy. You stretched the heavens, built man from dust, and revealed yourself in the flesh through Yeshua the Messiah. I come before you as a vessel, not perfect, but willing. Yahweh, burn out every wicked thing in me, every trace of lust, pride, fear, doubt, ego, or deception. Cleanse my temple, seal my mind. Oh, this is a good prayer. Circumcise my heart. I'm already circumcised. Let me walk in the pattern you reveal from the outer court to the holy place and to the most holy place where you alone dwell. Oh, shabba. I surrender my body, my spirit, and my gifts back to you. Let my life preach even when I'm silent. Let my actions reflect the blood of Yeshua. Let my smile carry the fire of deliverance, not just for me, but for every soul who sees this. I lift up every person reading this. Yahweh, awaken their spirit. Let them know they are not forgotten, not worthless, not random. You made them in your image with divine purpose. Call them out of confusion. Burn up the lies they've believed. Show them the pattern. Lead them to the truth. Let every broken person reading this be reminded there is healing in Yeshua and there is power in the spirit. Father, this world is flipped. The wicked walk free and the righteous are mocked. But you are still on the throne. You are separating the wheat from the tares. You are calling a remnant out of Babylon. You use me as you, however you see fit. A mouthpiece, a messenger, a vessel. Hush, shabba. Let your name be praised. Let your son be lifted and let your will be done. Hallelujah. I stand unashamed. I walk in the spirit. I war in the spirit and I will not bow to the system. All glory to Yahweh Elohim. Salvation through Yeshua the Messiah. I live to reflect your pattern, your power, and your plan. Hallelujah. Prayer hand. Now. Is he a Hebrew Israelite? Is he a Hebrew Israelite? This is what I'm wondering. And I'm not talking down on nobody's religion. I'm just simply asking. Because he ate that prayer. Listen, that prayer, he ate down on that prayer. Listen, I might have to just read this prayer day after day. Golly. All right. So that's his post there. Although I will say, if he truly is a Hebrew Israelite, I'm wondering why he's even in the industry, because the industry is ran by Satan. So I'm trying to figure out, Anyway. All right. Okay. He posted his Tyler Perry Studios NDA clause to cover up a federal crime. I'm not about to read all 10 pages of this, but there was a settlement, a release, and a non-disclosure agreement. Okay. Now, by breaking this NDA, Braxton is subjecting himself to possibly be sued. Okay. Mark signed it on November 1st, 2024. And then Braxton signed it. And then attorney Brandon signed it. So there it is right there. All right. Once again, there wouldn't have been no settlement and there wouldn't have been no NDA if nothing happened. Okay. Let me if nothing happened. Because if you lying on me saying I SA'd you and I know I didn't, I'm fighting this in court. I'm not settling nothing. So for the simple fact that they settled, hey, I'm already more on Braxton's side. Like, okay, y'all felt the need to settle, so let's go. What did you really do? Okay. All right. So let's go. So Braxton says, I was R-worded, groomed, and silenced. Now I'm exposing the cover-up. My name is Braxton DeMarco Wells. I'm a U.S. veteran, and I'm speaking up for every survivor who was told to stay quiet. Okay, what happened? Let's get to it. In January 2022, I was R-worded by Mark E. Swinton, VP at Tyler Perry Studios. At Tyler Perry Studios. After being lured across state lines from California to Georgia under the false pretenses involving my work on BET's The Oval. I was a retired veteran with PTSD. They used my mental health, trauma, and status against me, but the R word was only the beginning. My civil attorney, Jeannie Harrison, pushed me into a secret NDA while the criminal case was still open. She never told me about my federal or military protections. She never filed a civil case, and she worked behind the scenes with Tyler Perry's defense. Wow. The entire system failed me, okay? He said this is a federal crime, and he got the detective, he got the case number. Speaking of that, let me see something. Sure. Let's see. Email. Okay, I'll do that later. All right, so let me go back to this. So now let's keep going. All right. He said laws that protect me and void this NDA, and he lists the federal laws. Grooming across state lines, protects veterans with trauma from coercion, Criminal Victims' Rights Act, all right? ADA Section 504, Whistleblower Protection Act. Wow. The Silence No More Act, California Civil Code, Unlimited Civil Jurisdiction, quid pro quo. All right. He also lists why the NDA is voided by law. Signed under coercion, mental distress, and concealed legal rights. Jeannie Harrison never disclosed my veteran or California protections. NDA was signed on October 31st, 2024. It was actually November 1st, as we just saw, but we got it. After the criminal case had already started. Conflict of interest. Jeannie collaborated with the defense and suppressed evidence. Investigator Michael Robbins never released findings. Let me tell you something. Georgia Police Department, when it comes to investigating anything, they suck. This is obstruction of justice. Is legal malpractice. Okay. All right. He compared it to the Derek Dixon's case. Also, a California resident assaulted in Georgia. was protected under California law, never forced into Georgia jurisdiction, wasn't silenced by an NDA. Okay. And there we go. All right. So Braxton also just showed the Delta flights that Mark got him. Okay. So hold on, what's going on? Okay, we're gonna get into that in a minute. Okay. All right. So as you see, came from Marquis Swinton. That's Braxton's email address. That's just Braxton proving that I was flown out to Georgia from LA. Okay, that was money that Mark sent to him. Okay, just further proof there. Okay. So as you guys see, they definitely had a cordial relationship, him and Mark. Okay. I want to read, no, I'm not going to read all of this, but so I'm going to say this. I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to say this. For someone like Braxton, who is an Army veteran, by the way, thank you for your service, sir, has PTSD, trauma, and things like that, he is someone that would be an easy target in an industry that is full of sharks. Excuse me. It's messed up, but it's true. And I could totally see somebody like Braxton who really wants to make it, who could genuinely just be a very nice guy as well. Somebody like him, he is, I mean, he is prey to a predator. And that's typically who they target. And he got the right look. He has the right kind of demeanor where they're not scared he gonna pop off or something like that. I'm not just gonna say because he light skinned. But nonetheless, but he definitely is the type that they like to take advantage of and that they feel they can get over on. Yeah. Okay, let's read. Okay, you said read them texts. Okay, let's get to it. Let's get to it. So this is 2022. Okay, so he flew out. He checked into his flight Wednesday, January 5th, 2022. Okay. January 5th, 2022, he checked into the flight. January 6th, he was sent some money. So the next day, Mark sent him $6,000. Then the day after that, on the 7th, Mark sent him another $980. Listen, Queen B. Moore, it's sad too, but you know, I got to keep it real. I got to keep it real. People target certain people for a reason. I'm not blaming him, but I'm just saying. So, he checked into his flight on the 5th. He had $6,000 in his Apple Pay the next day, right? And then the next day after that. And then was told, don't forget to pay her today. I don't know what that is. Okay. My phone is 1%. Oh, really? Okay. Meet me at door S3 if your signal gives out. Walk into baggage claim now. So Braxton is the blue. Okay. Oh, okay. You're still in terminal or you off escalator? Okay. I just stopped to charge my phone. I'm headed to you now. So you're still in airport? Yeah, I have to get on the train to baggage claim. Okay. I'll stand by here till you're off the train. Okay. Awesome. So Mark picked him up from the airport. And we already know picking somebody up from Atlanta's airport is, yeah. Okay. January 6th. Hey, Braxton, are you here? I'm here parked in cell phone lot. As soon as you're walking outside, I will drive around. Okay, that's sent twice. So he landed at about 4:11. Okay, so he put those texts out of order. Okay. So the flight was actually, so let's go back. So the flight was actually January 6th. He checked in the day before. He flew out and landed at 4:11. And by 10:30, he had $6,000. So y'all tell me what y'all getting from that. He flew out that morning or that afternoon. He landed. We at least know he was landing by 4:11 p.m., right? Eastern Standard Time. By 10:21 p.m., he had $6,000. Mark sent him $6,000. So why did Mark send him $6,000 and then the next morning sent him $980 and said, "Don't forget to pay her today"? I don't know who or what her is, but let's keep going. All right, on to the next one. So this was September 17th, 2022. Wait a minute. So, okay, this started January. Okay, so 9 months later in September. What's up, Braxton? You in LA? Yes, sir, I am. Where you at? You in LA? And I'm at the highlight room with my cousin's birthday. Mark said, I'm here today working. I thought of you. Braxton said, oh, man, what you working on? How long are you here? Mark said, just today. Now, for Mark to be in LA and to hit Braxton up, let's be very clear. That was not the only man Mark hit up while he was in LA. We already know he hit that Rolodex, that little black book in his phone. And so let me see if Braxton here. Let me see if he's available. Yeah, Mark is flirting. Yes. This sounds like a hookup. Yes. I'm not going to hold you. I kept saying this whole time, like, damn, and I don't know. I'm assuming Braxton is straight. You know, I'm assuming. But this right here, the whole situation, it looked like they flirting. It looked like Mark is definitely flirting. Braxton is just being nice, but it definitely looks like Mark is flirting. Okay? I thought of you. Right. That's right. Braxton was being too green and unaware of the company he kept. Mark is flirting for sure. For sure. Where at? Outside? You outside? Insider, Blue Martini, Sauce Buckhead. Oh, why did I think Blue Martini? LOL. Okay. I was saying I was there last night. LOL. Oh, okay. LOL. LOL. Yeah, y'all LOL in the hell out of me. LOL. Yeah, the place I'm at is down the street. Okay, I'll stop by. Okay, Mark in a rush to go see him. In a rush to go see him. Okay, let's go. Braxton said, okay, awesome. So that was September. Then boom, November. Now, wait a minute. 2022. I'm assuming it's still 2022. Now we're November 2nd, 2021. So this is now the year before. Okay. Maybe Braxton cut and pasted some of these. Well, he definitely cut and pasted this. But anyway, we jumped from 2022 to 2021. Mark said to him, no, Braxton said, let me know when you get home. Don't forget. And then Mark said, you are amazing. I am home. And you don't forget, I want a good story. Okay, let me do this. Hold on 1 second. Hold up. So I'm gonna pull this up to file. Okay, boom. All right. So y'all see that, right? This is this is Braxton texting him. Yes. Braxton is in the blue, Mark is in the gray. Okay, now here's another text between Mark and Braxton. Another set of text messages. Okay. But this one, Braxton is in the blue, Mark is in the gray. Okay. Braxton said, good morning, brother. Thank you so much for a wonderful trip. I will let you know when I land safely. We'll talk when you off work, brother. Love you, Mark. Landed safely back in LA. Okay, Mark sent the emoji. Love you, Mark. Mark said, I love you back. And this is November 5th of 2021. Now, love is crazy, but listen. We just listen. Listen. We just putting out we just talking about the receipts, and y'all come to what conclusion you want to come to. Okay. All right. November 5th, 2021 at 9:31 p.m. It would have that would have been 6:31 in LA. Okay. So this is Braxton texting Mark. Missing Atlanta already. How was work today for you, brother? Mark didn't say nothing back. Braxton then texted Mark again on November 14th, 2:30 p.m. Mark's time. That would have been 11:30 p.m. 11:30 a.m. Braxton's time. Hey, brother, how are you? And then Mark said, hey, Braxton, I'm good. How are you? Now, y'all tell me your honest thoughts of their interactions. Now, we see Braxton's receipts. We see these receipts. Braxton was playing his role in 2021 to get an acting role. Sounds like a relationship. Child, they was in a relationship. Super zest. Yes. Queen B more hit. That's why I fucks with Queen B more, because she be on point. It's very familiar. Like if I didn't know anything about these allegations and I just saw these texts, like I would think they were the best of friends. I would literally think they are the best of friends, or that they were dating. And I'm not saying they were. I'm just saying this is how it comes off. Now Braxton could say, I was just trying to keep acting. Braxton was just trying to keep it brotherly love. Listen, now let me say this too. There's nothing wrong with showing brotherly love. I want to be clear on that. There's nothing wrong with two male friends telling each other that they love each other. There's nothing wrong with loving your fellow man, your fellow brother. Okay, who is? Okay, I gotta get to that later. Okay, all right. You know, being able to love your male friends is actually how you, as a man, learn how to love yourself. And then once you can love yourself, then you can love a woman. But then sometimes they get a little too caught up in that man love and to be like, okay, now go. All that you did for your bro, go do that for a girl. You know what I'm saying? Like all that you did for your bro and his birthday and this and that, do that for the girl that laid up and had your babies, nigga. Sometimes they get a little too like, okay, back to the programming. But anyway, this looks very, very interesting. Okay. All right. So now we're going to go back to the Instagram and okay. All right. So let's go to the next one. Okay, this is okay. Braxton's in the gray. Yeah, Braxton's in the gray. LOL, take pictures or video. You guys still at the bar? I am going to have a story too. LOL. Clap, 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 clap. November 3rd, 2021. So November 2nd, then November 3rd. Okay, so November 3rd at 6:34 a.m. Mark texted Braxton back and said, "My bad, brother. I fell asleep and got busy. LOL." I fell asleep and got busy. I switched. I'm back on Braxton's Instagram page now. Hey, Braxton, if you want a link, let me know. Let me know if you want a link. The StreamYard link. Then Braxton said, LOL, good morning. Then Mark said, LOL, good morning, brother. Had to walk the girl downstairs. I'm glad you came out yesterday. Also, Mark was in LA with a girl. So Mark is elite. Oh, he got busy with a girl. Okay, so Mark, you can't. Okay, I'm gonna drop a link for you right now. Okay, this link is only for Braxton. And I'm gonna pin that link too. Okay, got the link pinned. That's for Braxton and Braxton only. Okay, yeah. So Mark is, I guess, bisexual or DL or something like that. Blah 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 blah. Okay, and then Braxton said to Mark, "LOL, me too. I really have fun hanging with you. I don't get to hang out as often as I like, and you were cool people." So once again, Braxton and Mark were really, 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 really familiar. I'm gonna definitely ask him if he hit that link. Like, did he really consider Mark a friend? Because they really, really familiar. Okay, Mark said, "Good and all. I feel honored. Seriously, you just made my night when you came through." Mark said, "You made my night when you came through." Gia said, "These texts aren't that out of the ordinary in Hollywood. I have seen and heard worse. This seems just like Friends to me. Well, I mean, it was Friends on Braxton's end, but Mark wanted to FUCK. Like I see it all over this. Braxton said, I think Taylor made your night, LOL. But hopefully I was a bright spot. You are hilarious. And then Mark said, you funny as hell, LOL. Cry face. Yeah, she talking about she coming through again. We gonna see. But nah, you brighten up the mood for me. He said, damn, Taylor. No, we switched back. Wait. Hold up. What's up, Braxton? You in LA? Okay, y'all right. My bad. Okay, so Braxton is in the gray, and then Mark is in the blue. Okay, my bad. So let's. Okay, so yeah, I said that right. Maybe I did. No, Braxton's in the blue. Mark is in the gray. Shit, this shit confusing me now. So if Braxton is in the blue, oh, okay, got it. So, oh, okay, so that was Braxton with a girl. Okay, got it. And then Mark was saying, I had fun hanging out with you. Okay, cool. So they hung out, they had a good time. Okay, and then Mark is saying to him, okay, that makes more sense. Mark is saying to him, I think Taylor made your night. Oh, so whoever Taylor is, that's who Braxton was with. Okay, cool. Hey, what's up, Braxton?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, man. Listen, the people got a lot of questions for you. Do you got time?
Yeah, I have time. I was just looking at other videos. I didn't even realize how much traction I was getting. So I want to thank everyone for supporting in this serious matter that's happening right now.
Absolutely. And I do want to say that, here you're free to say whatever you need to say. When I report, I have to entertain, of course, but nonetheless, this is a very serious matter. I want to ask you this, Braxton.
Yes.
The situation that happened between you and Mark, and I have to say allegedly.
Yes.
Before that happened, would you consider you guys to be friends? Like the text messages seemed like you guys were very, very familiar and cordial with one another.
Are we talking about when I first met him, or like way before the incident even happened?
Way before the incident ever happened, like from the time you met him to the time the incident happened, what was you guys' relationship?
Our relationship was more like it started with me professional, but then he started getting used to me. I saw on his behavior. At that time, I was more very excited. I was a very hungry actor. It was like my first time ever meeting a top executive. I felt like it was like a huge opportunity for me. But, my girlfriend Taylor at the time was telling me that she had some questions. Even her coworkers in Buckhead that worked at Sauce Buckhead. I don't know if anybody is from Atlanta, but
I used to live there.
Yeah, it's literally right by Dive Bar. It was like kind of like a pizza place. Like if you go down the hill, there's like all different types of bars over there, and that's where she was working. And she would warn me about Mark because I was there for work. Literally, I was there to shoot for the Oval. It was for 2 episodes, but I was there for just one day shoot because Tyler shoots continuous shots.
That is true.
He shoots like 80 pages in literally like one day. I just think that's ridiculous. That's why some of his shows and movies are horrible. But the main thing is I didn't really think of anything at that time. I was clueless, I was just a very hungry actor. Our relationship was more like we were just getting to know each other. But I was more excited that, damn, I actually got someone that's from a top executive from Tyler Perry Studios hanging out with me.
And let me stop you right there. as I was explaining to the chat too, I'm not in the business, but I'm kind of like on the outside, right? But I know a lot of times that's how business gets done. You gotta kind of have a personal relationship with them in order to get certain roles or certain opportunities. I'm not saying sleeping with them, but I'm like, you do have to like network in a sense and go to the parties and kind of play nice and
Yeah. Yes. Because man, there's so many things that people don't see and what truly happens. It's kind of like, for example, the Diddy trial. All right, for
Mhm.
example. I know what is his name? Quincy Combs, I'll be sure's son. He went to the same high school as me in Columbus, Georgia,
Mm.
Hardaway High School. So the things that I saw, they would always hang out at this guy named Tony De Niro's house, and I will always see like their sons always picking up underage women in their sprinter vans. So just to hear what these people are saying in these courts, I believe them because I see it. But when you see other people who are not around that and they're just watching movies, idolizing other people and stuff like that, they be say, "Oh no, they're just going for the money. They're just going for this and go for that." No, what I'm doing is trying to expose lies, tear down the veil. This is all coming from scripture, from literally in the Bible. And that's who I serve. I serve Yahweh. I serve Yahshua the Messiah. I don't need money for this. I
Well,
don't.
and let me say this too. You saying you talking about the underage girls and the vans and stuff like that was confirmed by TMZ at Diddy's LA house. So I know
Mhm.
you're not lying about that literally the neighbors used to yell, "Oh, y'all bringing over teenage girls, y'all bringing over little girls again, blah blah blah." So that's a very real thing. I had also interviewed another artist, Trey, and I remember he said in Diddy's house, Diddy had it to where like the kids couldn't just roam the house. They had to stay in one side. It was a lot of control. It was very weird. So
Mhm.
just to corroborate what you said, go ahead.
Yeah. It's a bad situation. It's kind of like the whole Chris Brown Rihanna situation. Nobody knows the real story, but people who's in the business know the real story. It all turns back to Clive Davis, all that stuff. So it's just like people don't see these things. It's all politics. Somebody paying off someone, speculations. They try to distract the audience. It all comes back to you guys because you guys are not around that at all. But if it was like an audience member, I don't be around it, I can see a different view into that
Yeah.
all the time. I will always see a different view. But now experiencing that, because I thought it was great. I was a big fan of Tyler Perry. I've always watched his Medea shows, his plays. I always went to his plays. I was always a big fan. But then when I started seeing all these things that happen to me and the things that are happening to other people that I know, it's really traumatizing. It really is. And they took advantage of my situation. My civil attorney was tampered. I just had a feeling in my spirit. Yahweh was telling me something. Literally. When you feel something in your gut, that ain't no just some random message coming through your body. That's the Holy Spirit talking
It
to you.
is. It
It's
is. It
it's
is.
truly the Holy Spirit, and but they're not going to tell you that. They so worried about money, idolizing, talking about movies and this and that, Netflix, all that. That's all they care about. They don't. Tyler, don't let Tyler fool you. Don't let none of these people fool you guys, man. I'm telling you, Yahweh is about to tear all this stuff down. It ain't just me. He's using my vessel. He's talking through me. I'm telling y'all, man, it's sad. After getting on Tasha K's podcast, um, she even told me that she had a lot of tips from other people that had the same pattern from Mark Swinton, and she
Oh,
said it
from
was
Mark.
yeah.
Okay. I thought you was about to say from Tyler from Mark.
Oh yeah, from Mark. Yeah, there's
Oh.
really thick patterns, and that's why
Oh.
I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all. They
Oh.
talking about, oh, you're gonna have to pay all that stuff back. Do you think I'm scared of going to court? They don't want me to go to court. That's their plan. If they
Mm.
take me to court, everything will be discovered.
Well, yeah, then everything's out in the open. It is
That
at that point.
that's exactly what
Let
I'm
me
saying.
let me ask you this. and I just want you to confirm this to the chat so it can come from you because you are an actor.
Mm-hmm.
In the industry, is it true that the majority of those producers, writers, and directors are gay?
Yes. Literally all of them.
Okay, so y'all heard it from him. So it's not conspiracy just coming from me. You heard it from him. Is it
Yeah,
also
I mean, it's kind of like if you imagine if you had a lot of money and you have sex with the most beautiful women in the whole world and you do it all the time, but then you want to try something new.
I was told by Roseanne that Oprah, Tyler, and Lee Daniels, she calls them the gay mafia. Would you agree with that? And I'm talking about Roseanne Barr. Would you agree with that?
What is that saying which your mama always tell you? When you roll around with dogs, you're gonna end up having fleas.
There it is. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So moving past that, and I didn't see the Tasha K podcast, so I'm gonna ask you if you're not comfortable. That's okay. Are you comfortable actually describing what actually happened to you?
Man, I've talked so many times about this. It's like sometimes 'cause that's why I had to write a written testimony. Like there's some parts I missed out telling Tasha. That's why I had things written out because I've gone through this so many times. All I can say is because I don't want to just keep going over and over. I was drugged. Something was in my drink, and I had a blurry version at the time when we went up to his bedroom and went to his entertainment room. And I remember him coming up to me trying to kiss me, and I told him no, and I pushed him off. And things got fuzzy at that time. And then all I remember, I blacked out that whole night. And then the next morning, I woke up in the middle of his bed, butt naked, and I had Vaseline and blood in my anus area.
Oh.
And I saw him in the corner of the bed, and he was telling me that he Apple paid me $6,000, and
Damn.
he just told me not to talk about it. He said this would ruin both of our careers, and because I asked him what happened, he said we had intercourse, and I didn't know what to say at that point. Only thing I done was literally got up from the bed and took a shower. That was literally like what I had to do. I mean, there was nothing for me to say. I'm sitting in front of someone that can ruin my whole life. And then people ask me, why did I stay in communication with him? Well, if you were in my position and acting was your dream, your only occupation, the only income that you had, what would you have done? What would you have done? What would you have done if you're gone having post-traumatic stress disorder, mood disorder, Stockholm syndrome, all types of mood disorder, Stockholm, and I want people to look up Stockholm syndrome. That's a serious disease.
It's a real thing.
And I'm sitting here trying to explain to people this. I'm like, I'm giving up my medical documents to my civil attorney. And I have federal statute protection as a veteran for this. We're not supposed to be silenced. She didn't even tell me my California laws. And I was sitting there watching the video before I got on here. I forgot that lady's name. It's some lady named Pam, some lawyer.
Oh, Pam, I think
yeah,
Esquire or something.
Yeah, I guess she was trying to figure out what I was trying to say, and I signed the NDA and all this. And I was just listening. I laughed a couple times on some of the people who were talking back. I don't feel nothing what people's negativity because no one has been in my shoes in my place in that time where I was at. So I'm sitting here listening. I'm just like, well, even if they don't want to take me to court, even if they do take me to court, everything has to be discovered. It has to be investigated by the state bar of California. Then they're going to say, well, why is this even a civil matter if the Georgia statute of limitations was 2 years and you said he didn't have a case, but his civil attorney in LA said it didn't explain none of his rights. Don't make sense, right? Then he filed a criminal case on September 25th of 2024, way before the NDA. So this is a criminal matter. So why are we sitting here talking about an NDA? We can't silence this kid for no NDA to have you guys have him pay you all the money back. This is a criminal matter.
NDAs don't protect you from felonies.
Yeah. And
it
then
doesn't. Yeah.
And then I had my manager who worked with worked with Tyler Perry. His name is Chris Giovanni. He tells me I don't have proof. I'm telling this guy, by Georgia law, you don't need physical proof if you read the laws carefully. And Pam didn't say anything about that. And I've read it. Like my family are prior law enforcement in Georgia, so I know the laws. I'm sitting here looking. All you have to have is a physical testimony, and you got to have timestamps of these occurrences. Even the detective that's on this case, Detective McGinnis at the Roswell Police Department, I truly believe that he has to subpoena the third party interview testimonies that Mark Swinton has said. And when that
and let me ask you this, because you provided the case number. So I'm gonna try to get a copy of that police report as well. So that's just letting you know, because
no, that's fine.
It's public, but I want to look over it too. It's just gonna take a day or two, but yeah,
that's fine. That's fine. That tells me people are actually looking into this and want truth. I have no issue about that.
To go back to the morning when you woke up, after, did you think to go to the hospital at all? I know you took a shower first.
I wanted to go to the hospital right after I left Georgia, because I already had a primary care doctor in Los Angeles, and I didn't feel like going through that whole situation trying to register in Georgia. So I didn't tell this part. I mean, it's medically protected. I was going to wait till court to say it, but I did get checked, and then I did end up having something. So
from Mark.
Yeah, I ended up having simplex herpes. So that was the time that I had it, and I told my civil attorney about the whole situation. And then I had medications. I forgot. I think the medication was Aclovir that I was taking. Yeah, I mentioned all that. I had hip pains and all types of stuff after the whole trauma of it. So yeah, I mentioned all that, but I don't want to go any further because under HIPAA Act for myself. But I'm not I have nothing to hide here, and that's why I kept trying to repeatedly tell people. They keep saying, "Oh, you're going to pay all that money back." Okay, okay. You got to understand, they're not trying to go to court. They're not trying to have discovery, because all that stuff has to be discovered. They will find out if something's been tampered with, someone has been coached, manipulated, and plus, me being a disabled veteran, they can't get no money back from me. Because you want to know why? I don't have any assets. I don't have none of that. What can you claim? What can you get from me? Nothing. You can't take my disability. That's federal.
No, you can't touch that.
Exactly.
Can't touch that. Yeah,
I'm government property.
Yeah.
You got to understand that. So these people think I'm just coming in here thinking I'm stupid. I'm not. I want them to think I'm stupid. Go ahead. Please underestimate me. I'm baiting you, Mr. Perry and Mark, to go take me to court. This is all I've been wanting. But everything's about politics. They're gonna stay away from this situation. They're gonna stay away from it long as they can until someone really picks it up.
Let me ask you this. Are you at all in fear of your safety?
No.
Okay.
No. No, not at all. Like I said, Yahweh, Yahshua the Messiah, our Savior, who died on the cross, is my protection. I ain't worried about not them, and I'll be damned if someone comes in here and threatens me.
Is it true that Tyler Perry has an island? Is that true?
Yes. Oh yeah. You know those pictures that you seen when him was that I forgot whose ex it was, when he was like on a boat.
Yeah, with that's Mariah Carey's ex, the dancer. Yeah.
That's exactly where it's at. That's his island. He don't speak about it. Only his closest associates know about that.
Damn.
But now he's starting to get exposed about the situation. So, but it's gonna come out. It's gotta come to light one of these days. There's no, you can't hide from Yahweh, and I'm gonna keep glorifying Him. It ain't me. I ain't got nothing to do with this. It's got to do with Him, Yahweh Elohim. That's all. It ain't got nothing to do with me. This ain't for me. This is for Yahweh's children to get out of bondage. I don't know if you guys read the Bible, but if you remember when Moses told Pharaoh to release Yahweh's children from bondage,
Mm,
and Yahweh hardened Pharaoh's heart, that's exactly the same pattern that's happening today.
it is. And when I tell you the veil has been lifted,
Yep.
and it's interesting because Hollywood still thinks like, oh, they don't see us. Like, no, we see you. We see what you're
Mhm.
about. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I wanted to wait, I want to pull this up real quick because I just found this picture. You're referring to this, right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, because it's funny. It's funny because I talked about that with Derek Dixon's attorney, Jonathan Delshad.
Mm-hmm.
He said that picture came from him, his team, and I was very surprised. And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "You know about that island?" He's like, "Yes, of course." So, yeah, he has a plan. He has a big plan on how to approach Tyler and taking him down. I gave all my evidence to him, but his legal paralegal saying, "Oh, we'll try to find you an attorney, but we got a huge workload on Derek's case." But you know what that means.
Oh yeah, we of
Yeah,
course.
so like, I mean, you're not gonna help me find an attorney. You would have helped me find a legal malpractice to go against freaking my Jeannie Harrison, my civil attorney. I had to report that to the state bar and send an email to the lead prosecutor at the state bar in California, and they still haven't responded back to me. I think the OAG was the only one that responded back. They just told me I needed to submit a complaint, and I did that today this morning.
Okay. Let me ask you: Are you open to answering questions from the chat? It's up to you.
Yeah, I'm open.
I'm gonna keep it respectful, of course.
Okay, that's fine.
Let me see. All right, y'all put y'all questions in there. CJ said, "Can he ask if he knows who went to Tyler's private island?"
I have no idea. I just know it exists by close people that I know who work with Tyler Perry very closely, but I do not know. I'm praying that the victims come out and say something about it if they have visit. Maybe you don't ever know. Maybe Derek has visited, but I remember Jonathan Delshad said some of the evidence that they have released, that was just half of the evidence. There's more to it.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, there's more to it.
I mean, because damn, that lawsuit was pretty bad.
Yeah, but and the crazy part is Pam was saying like, well, he hasn't been served the lawsuit yet, so we don't even know if it's gonna stick. But I'm by the way I was talking to this guy Jonathan.
Mm-hmm.
This guy is very particular. He's very smart, and this guy knows what he's doing. I truly believe it's gonna stick. That's why I gotta tell some people just gotta stop listening to people. And I don't know this lady Pam. She seems like a very intelligent woman, but I just think you don't never know. That's why she kept saying that's just my opinion. And it is your opinion. It is. But you gotta understand, ain't nobody coming out as a veteran, disabled veteran that's been working with Tyler Perry, and a civil attorney doesn't speak my federal statute rights as a veteran. Because I am still military property if you're still getting paid by the government.
That is true.
So you might not understand the UCMJ military law. You might not understand that, but that's okay. I'm not.
And I always tell people this too. You have the court of public opinion, and then you have the actual court. So people can say what they want. People play attorneys online all day long.
Mm-hmm.
When you get in front of that judge, that's where the real goes down.
Yeah, because the NDA is a soft confession. They're gonna ask him, why did you sign?
I said that before you came on.
Yeah, I'm just like, why did you sign the NDA? Why did you sign the NDA if this kid didn't have a case in Georgia? You forced him to go to Georgia law, 2 years statute of limitation, then you still paid him. You can't just say, "Oh, we wanted to get away from public attention." Oh, it was consensual, or whatever they say, whatever their defense is. They're gonna say, "Well, you covered up a crime and you paid them."
You did. What was I gonna say? Have you seen the movie Blink Twice?
Is that with what's his name, Channing Tatum?
Yeah.
Yes, I've seen that.
They want to know if there's any truth to that movie.
Who wrote that? Was it Channing Tatum's wife that wrote that?
Or either him or her. I don't know.
I'm gonna just say it like this: everybody's doing something. Like, if it got something to do with drugs, drinking, lusting over the flesh, yeah, and everyone's doing something. I can't remember the movie. I don't know if there was killing involved. Was there killing involved?
I think they were like the girls got kidnapped and they were drugged. I forgot what they were drugged with.
I wish you guys compare something like Sound of Freedom, like a film like that.
Okay.
Now that's something.
Look up what that's about. Hold on.
Sound of Freedom is more like child sex trafficking, and I've been to Colombia. And
okay, yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's something that, I mean, even with Blink Twice, I mean, anything can happen. But I've seen it. I've seen what these elites can do. I know what they're capable of. I've heard stories about Clyde Davis. But
what are some of the stories you've heard about Clyde Davis?
I remember, I heard stories like the reason why Chris Brown and Rihanna had their whole altercation was because Rihanna had sex with Clyde Davis, but listen, I know they might try to come after me or something like that, but this is what I'm hearing from other people, and it makes sense. Rihanna, of course, is coming from an island. She ain't no U.S. citizen, so she's going to do anything as possible to do whatever she wants. And I heard that she had sex with Clyde Davis, and Clyde Davis is the one that discovered Michael Jackson, of course, and she caught herpes from Clyde Davis and gave it to Chris Brown, and that was the whole reason why those guys were fighting. And that's why they tried to protect Rihanna's career that whole time, and that's why they were trying to tarnish Chris Brown, but they can't tarnish him because this guy is very intelligent. And yeah, that's the story. But
I've never heard that. Wow.
Yeah, I heard that from quite a few people that's in the music business, and
damn,
Rihanna was they were tossing her around.
She was so young. She was underage when she came over here, actually.
Yeah, you got to understand. It's like, man, you got to do something for them to get in. And I know quite a few people right now in the business that are trying to make it in the music business, and they're very young. Some people lie about their age too. Some of them say they're 17 or 16, but they've been lying for years.
Yeah, that's like Mila Kunis from That 70s Show. She's married to Ashton Kutcher now, who was at those Diddy parties too. Yeah. But when she came over here, she was actually 14. She wasn't 17. So yeah.
Yeah. But that stuff is real, man. Like that is a real thing. And I feel bad because I've been to Colombia before. I've seen young women out there getting trafficked, and even when you enter the country, they'll tell about the United States, because a lot of Americans and rich, wealthy people go out there to take advantage of these girls, and they don't even know how old they are. They sit there and lie. And the cartel, the new generation cartel. Oh man, let me keep my mouth shut.
Yeah. But I feel you though. I feel you.
Yeah, it's really crazy.
Have you heard any stories about Justin Bieber or?
I haven't. I mean, I've heard things, but I don't know. I got you. Yeah, I don't know. So anything could happen, man.
Did you know Christian Keys at all?
No, but I remember when I tried to come get help from his manager. I contacted his manager. I heard people say, I don't know if this is true, but I did hear a rumor he did settle. Someone told me 12 million. Somebody told me 15 million. So we don't know. But I know for a fact he had a settlement, because you got to think of this. You see my situation, right? I don't want to be back in the business. I don't care about the reputation. I don't care about none of that. All I care about is truth. So even now, me telling the truth, they blackball me from Hollywood. I don't give a damn if you blackball me in Hollywood. I'm never going back to you because all you guys is spread lies on movies and television. You don't speak no truth in none of these television works. All you do is promote violence, sex, lust, man on man, woman on woman, all that. Nothing glorifies Yahweh at all. Nothing. And that's the problem. And then a lot of people are going to be judged for that. But anyway, that's Babylon. That is the modern Babylon. That is the system of the serpent. He controls that system, right? Um, you see, he is still the creator of All Queen's Men, and you see Tyler Perry, executive producer of All Queen's Men.
True.
He just came out and said something about I have a problem with the BET. He ain't saying no names. He's saying somebody's causing some backlash and behind the scenes, causing situations with him, right? We all know who he's talking about. He's not saying the names because he had a settlement. He still cares about his reputation. He's still in the business. He still wants to make films. He still wants to create art. But all the art he's trying to create has no truth. It has nothing that glorifies our creator. You got to understand this world. What does it say in the scripture? Do not be conformed to this world. I am separated from this world. All I'm doing is spreading truth. Everything is a pattern. If you stay like, for example, you see how people idolize other people. What does it say in scripture? Yahweh say, don't idolize other idols, don't idolize other gods or praise other gods. When people say God, Lord, Jesus, all this, they're praising other things. The letter J in the Hebrew language never existed at the time that Yahshua was born. So how did they come up with that name? Man created that, right? The Catholics, you can even look on Google that the Catholics changed Yahweh's name to God and Lord. Even it says in scripture, don't forget, my people forgot my name as Baal. All these things, they know that Yahweh is real. Everything is spiritual in Hollywood. Everything is spiritual. Everyone's what? Doing rituals. Witchcraft.
Everything's demonic.
Everything is demonic, right?
Everything is demonic, satanic. It's I interviewed another lady and the interview never came out because she asked me not to release it. But basically, she wrote a movie, sold it, but they wouldn't let her praise God. They said, well, all gods, and you have to because I think what she was trying to show, like there was only one way to heaven. And they were like, no, but there's many paths to heaven. And then when she tried to pull out of doing of finishing the movie, because they paid her like $2.5 million, she tried to pull out, and then they said to her, I own you, bitch. Like it was crazy. And then her other directors, they were white, brother and sister, they were sleeping with each other, and then they were trying to sleep with her. It was a lie. It was a lie she went through.
Yeah, they nobody owns anyone. The only way to be in the kingdom, like to be with Yahweh, Yahshua the Messiah, is to believe in his true name. There, even in scripture, it says there's no other name under in heaven. This is my name forever, for all in generations. So when people say Jehovah, God, Lord, Allah, all this, who all made those names? You got to look, you have to do your research. I tell people, don't believe me. Do your own research. I can see, my thing is, I'm just here to plant that seed.
Okay.
That's it. That is literally it. I'm not sitting here to tell you what you should believe in, because religion it wasn't created by Yahweh, right? Nobody told you couldn't eat pork because that was already fulfilled in the Messiah law. Muslims over here praising Elijah Muhammad, but he was a man. So it's just, you gotta understand, man. There's a lot of people they deceive. When you see the confusion, this deceiving, that is Satan. But when you see things clearly and you can't unsee it, that's Yahweh. There's nothing else about it. That's why I'm not scared of them. I'm not scared of what they do.
And so you're serious when you say you're not trying to come back in the industry. You're not trying to you're good. And why would you after an experience?
Yeah, I'm a married man now. I'm happy. Yeah. I'm in a better place. I got a dog. I didn't even expect me to do things like this, just to do regular things, and I love it. I feel more at peace. But what kills me in the inside is when I know there are Yahweh's children still out there and still in slavery under the entertainment business. Because when I have that knowledge and I don't tell nobody about it, their blood is in my hands now.
Got a good point there. So to aspiring creatives, artists, you would tell them to stay away from Hollywood, correct?
Yeah, I would tell them to stay away. If you really want to do something, I would create your own stuff, but it has to, you want to, I can't tell you what to do, but if it was me, I would focus on Yahweh only. If does it glorify him? If you're trying to make anything in the business, I wouldn't let nobody own your stuff. I want to do anything. Right? I truly, I'm telling you, because the business is over with. Los Angeles talking about they pass on a new tax incentives. Man, it's too expensive to live out there. Nobody's out there doing that crap no more.
Dude, everybody left. Everybody left
Everybody
LA.
left.
And I'm back and forth all the time. Everybody left LA.
Yeah, everybody. Like I tell people, I've seen every production binder. Everyone's shooting overseas. But
Yep.
my thing is, man, you know, it's every movie that you see is all remakes and they don't speak no truth on nothing.
It's all remixes. None of it's good.
Yeah.
And or they just try, or they're constantly just recycling reality shows like it's done.
Yeah,
I know that.
and
but
all
yeah.
these reality shows, you just lusting over the flesh. You watching another girl, Love Island, and all this crazy stuff. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
and
Or they beating the crap out of each other. on
yeah,
Food
like,
Network.
yeah. I don't understand. But then I see in my comments people say I'm trying to take down a black person. I'm not trying to take down nobody. I'm trying to take down a demonic spirit behind that person. It's not the person that's doing it, it's that spirit behind it. Why does Tyler have a desire to have sex with other men? There's a spirit behind that. There's a spirit behind that.
That's another. Yeah.
You got to understand that. And Atlanta is the capital of gays. I've seen some big ass dudes look like straight men, and they gay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm just like, it ain't no hiding it. Yahweh is exposing everything, man. And like I said, all I'm trying to do is expose the lies and start speaking truth. I ain't here for no money. All these people saying that why did you come out after the Derek Dixon case? Man, dude, the reason why I came out because after the Derek Dixon case, because I saw that I had the same identical case. I was manipulated, and no one told me my rights. That's the reason why I came out. And
And
I
so
came out way before.
once you realize you're right, she said, "Let me go ahead and come out and expose this."
Yeah, and I've already came out way before Derek Dixon, and they shut me down. They told me to take down the post, or they would sue me for defamation. And the funny part about that is, they tell me to take it down, and they told me, but we'll still pay you if you take it down.
And how much was your settlement?
It was $500,000, but I only got $298,000 out of that. My attorney.
Oh, your attorney got the.
She got $201,000, and I kept continuously telling her to tell them to pay for my attorney fees, and she said, "Oh, they won't do that."
They owed you way more than that, though.
Man, look, I was manipulated, coerced. I was told my rights. It was like, take it or leave it. You have to do this. It was like I was forced to stay quiet. I even have text messages. She telling me to stay away from the police. Keep your status quo. Radio silent. I mean, make that make sense. I don't understand. Like, if
It was just predatory all the way around.
yeah, and even everybody in the industry told me, bro, they're gonna take advantage of you. They're gonna take advantage. Your lawyer is working with them, and I didn't believe it. But then I start seeing it. It didn't make no sense. Even Derek Dixon's attorney, Jonathan Delshad, said that my attorney did legal malpractice. There's no way in hell you didn't have no California rights. It was an employment place. That's why it's called a limited jurisdiction.
Yeah.
Quid pro. California had jurisdiction because you traveled for for work.
You know what? With that being said, I want to leave that there, Braxton. I appreciate you. I appreciate you clearing stuff up so we can understand. And on a serious note, I'm very sorry that happened to you. That's
okay. You know, the main thing is getting other people out of there. Have everybody else speak up.
Yeah.
And
So he can't do this to nobody else.
Yeah, because my goal is tear down that whole studio. Tear it all down. And Yahweh's gonna do it. It ain't gonna be me as Yahweh. Watch and see, stay tuned. I promise you, Yahweh is not gonna forsaken us, everyone. He is gonna get everyone out of there, out of slavery. This country, this world, it's not even just this country, this world is ending and it's near. And it's happening right before our eyes.
Damn. Okay. Thank you, sir. I'll be in touch with you. I got your number. You take care, all right?
All right, you too, brother.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Yep.
That was Braxton, people. Wow. I'm gonna leave it there, chop that up, and repost that. Wow. This is sad. Drug that man and R-worded him. Then gave him herpes. Because that was gonna be my next question. I'm like, I know he didn't use protection. Of course he did. You know, let me say this too. When I was a kid, I tried to become a Disney kid. I used to go to those auditions. Then I went to a lot of the Nickelodeon auditions. Back in the day, they used to send people, scouts around the country to like recruit, and then you would audition in your city. And then if the producers or whoever they were liked you, then they would bring you to LA. And every time I got ready to go, something would just block it. Every time. I've told y'all this story before. Shout out to, what's that agent's name in St. Louis? Danya. I know Danya. She was an older white lady. German lady. If she's even still alive now, I don't know. But I know she got tapes of me too. That may float and come out one day. But something just always blocked it. It just wasn't meant to be. It just wasn't meant to be. When you look at what they do to grown ass people, when you look at what happened to Miley, Justin, Orlando, Ariana, Raven Simone, Demi Lovato, like, they're all weird, drugged out addicts. We see what it is and we know what it is. Yep. I mean, we already know what they would have did to me. And my mom was a single mom too, but my mom was like a helicopter mom. She wasn't playing that, so that definitely wasn't gonna work. But damn. Wow. It's funny. I always tell y'all, I'm gonna stay my ass on YouTube, and yeah, I'm gonna stay on YouTube. I'm good. They can keep it. I'm good. If I'm gonna make some movies, I produce my own movies. This too much. This is too much for real. All right, people. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you care, and I will catch you all later.
It's Storm Show. Ay, it's Storm Show.